So anybody that knows me, especially my friends, if you ask them, they would tell you that I'm not a competitive person at all. I only play games for fun, and I don't care whether or not I win or lose. And I'm a very good sport when I lose. What I'm going to talk about today kind of starts in around 2019. I was in college, had a girlfriend at the time. And I would pretty much like all day when I was done my courses and I was done my homework and did like a little 15-minute workout where I acted like, it was doing so much for me because I didn't really like know too much of what I was doing back then in terms of like fitness. Um, I would kind of just game all day. And my girlfriend at the time was a gamer too. And you would think like, oh my gosh, like you're living the dream. You have a gamer girlfriend and you're a gamer and like you guys can game together and watch movies together and it's just like the best deal. Um, but what I want to talk about today would kind of happen to where I was a higher rank in that game, League of Legends, than most of my friends, or like I was kind of like in the middle of where they were, or if not higher, when I was climbing, and I wouldn't want to play with them because you know I would never want to feel like held back by my friends, and I'd always want to feel like better than them because of how competitive I was. So I wouldn't rank with my friends. I would maybe like every so often, but it never really ended well. We would always lose, and then I kind of think to myself, well, if I was just solo queuing, then I wouldn't be running into these issues. Um, Instead of just realizing that, if I was playing better on average overall, like I would climb quicker, of course. But just to kind of get on with my point here, my girlfriend at the time, if I was in like how like you're playing a league game or any kind of competitive game, Overwatch, League, Valorant, whatever you play, you might be the type of person that can lose a game and you can stop playing, or you can like get up, you can go like walk around, go outside maybe, just find something else to do for a little bit to kind of like chill, and not get like tilted. Me, I would get tilted, double down, and be like, no, fuck you, fuck this game. I'm gonna keep going until I win because I felt like the game like owed it to me to like win and at least get back to where I was. And that was kind of like the mindset I had going into ranked. Like there were some games, sure, where I was like, yeah, I deserve to lose that. But like if I felt like I didn't deserve to lose that, I would queue up because I'd be like, the game owes me a win. Like, I shouldn't have lost that game. I'm queuing up again to get back where I was. So that would lead to me, of course, losing like three or four in a row, and then just being even more pissed. And then, league games take like 45 minutes sometimes, over an hour sometimes. So 3 or 4 games could turn into 3 hours of playing that game. So when my girlfriend would be over, and we would kind of be like we sometimes most of the times we'd like play the same game together, but then if I wanted to rank a little bit, she would kind of like play at her own game or just like chill. um Not the best for bonding with your significant other, but so I would play like a game of League. I would get pissed from losing, and then like she'd be chilling, and then I'd go into my second game. Then she would kind of tell me like, "Hey, I'm getting tired. Like, let's go to bed soon." I'd lose the second game because I was pissed, and then I'd queue up for the third game, and then she'd get tired of waiting for me, so she would go upstairs to like where my bedroom was, and she'd start getting ready for bed or like go to sleep or whatever, or keep waiting for me upstairs. And one night in particular, I think I played like 6 or 7 games in a row of just me being like full on tilt, just full pissed off, and just I would have just kept playing. And I think it was like 3 in the morning at that point, 2:30 in the morning at that point. She comes down the steps like hours after she went up to bed. And she like started to get choked up on the stairs, and she like said to me, "You're still on the game?" And she was like starting to cry, because like I was supposed to come up to bed like 4 hours ago or like 3 hours ago, and she was just waiting for me there. And that moment kind of hit home for me like back then, because I was like, yeah, this is kind of like a problem. Like I'm just staying up until like 4 in the morning queuing, like hoping to get to diamond. Like it's just not worth like the what kind of feelings I can kind of put on other people. And especially like in that moment, I kind of realized for myself, like I just wasted an entire night not even having fun on a game that is going to mean nothing to me in 7 or 8 years. Um, so, but even after I had that realization, I would still game. Like, I would still play League, I would still play Overwatch, I would still play, like, other games. And whenever in life, when I would start to fail, like, if I got a really bad grade on a test, or if I like failed a physical test of some kind, or like just any kind of like way that any time that my life would like go downhill, my parents would, and I got actually annoyed at them for this, is they would immediately blame the gaming, and they would be like, "You're spending too much time on that game. Like we need to start like essentially like timing you on the game to like get off of it at some point." And I would get my hackles up over this, and I would like immediately defend the game and be like, it's not the game, like that's not the thing, that's like it doesn't matter if I'm on there for that much, like, and I would just give like excuses and not just take accountability for it. And I wish I knew, back then what I did now, because like my parents were kind of onto it in a way, because like they had to know how much time I spent in that basement, like just gaming my life away. But it was just crazy to me that like through all those times when they would kind of diagnose it like, your life is slipping in this way, you need to, and it wasn't in the, like, they kind of framed it in a way of blaming the gaming, but I think what they really were trying to tell me, and what I came to the realization of, is you need to sacrifice time from this thing that you're putting too much time into, that you enjoy, and you need to put it into other places in your life. Because, like I said before, like, I would go in and put the hours into my job that I needed. I would go into university and like do the courses that I needed, and I would come home and do the homework that I needed to, and the fitness that I needed, and then I would just game for the rest of the night as like the reward for getting through my day. When it's like I kind of just like NPC'd through the day so I could just go and enjoy gaming with my buddies. So after I like kind of transitioned from that, like I had kind of seasons of competitiveness when it came to gaming. So instead of gaming competitively at some points, like I would kind of mix in like more grindy games with it. So instead of like League and Overwatch, I would play like Destiny 2 was a huge one for me. Excuse me, my mouth's getting a little dry here. Time to see my fucking half gallon, babe. So, like I said before, I'd kind of mix in like these grindy games that I enjoyed, like Destiny 2, like Terraria, where they're big time sinks, where you can spend hours and hours grinding for like an armor set, for like an item that you want. And the way that I am in these kinds of grindy games that have like raids and stuff, and then like in Destiny 2 you have like the red borders that like you have to get 5 of them and then you can like customize them and like make a custom weapon essentially. I would run raids for the entire day, or I would like, be unlocking the different armors for the season or whatever event was going on. It was kind of like, and I talked to kind of like a distant relative of mine. His name's Ben, and he talked to me about what he experienced when like he was at the height of his gaming addictions, and it's essentially like there's like a FOMO to like these grindy games, and he said that he struggled with not wanting to miss out on any like content that was released, and these evil companies like that just want to like keep releasing DLCs and like getting you like, remember back then when like companies would just release a game and it was just a game, like a one of game, maybe with like one DLC that it released, and it's like that was it. Like, go enjoy the game, go play the game, and then that's it. Like, we're not, but now it's like new month, new shit, and they just keep you in this cycle of like a fear of not wanting to miss out. Excuse me. And me and my distant relative Ben were kind of trapped in this cycle of like this FOMO. Like, we didn't want to like, oh, this armor set's only available for the month that it's out, and then it's going away until next year or maybe even after that. So I didn't want to miss out on that. So I would kind of like grind it out to get the armor sets for each month. So there was this whole season of life where I kind of had this like grindy kind of like, oh, like gotta unlock the next Destiny 2 armor set, or oh, I gotta make this arena to start grinding for the next boss in Terraria. Now Terraria is one of those games where it's like a very respectable game. Like, the creators released it. It's a one-of game. Like, you just get the game, and what was so alluring about it is it's low price. It was like 10 or 15 bucks. And then it's just this massive, massive time sink. Like, you can spend hundreds of hours in one playthrough. So you get a lot of content for what you pay for in that game. So, like, it was very, like, appealing to me. And from my kind of grindy standpoint, dealing with Destiny for a long time, I kind of put respect on the Terraria devs' names, because I was like, the game's not that expensive. Like, they're always releasing new content for the game, but it's not like FOMO content where it's like you're trying to get a new armor, or you're trying to like get something exclusive that's only limited there for a limited time. It was like, oh yeah, we added these new features to the game, and they've been doing it for years. And every time they say like, this is the last update, we promise this is the last update, and then they update it again, and they're just giving people like more value for what they put into the game and what you're paying for it. So that game wasn't harmful for me in the sense of like the FOMO, but it was like harmful in the sense it was such an addicting game, and I just sunk so much time into it with my friends that it just like I think I spent over 1,000 hours on that game. Like, between the normal release of it and the Calamity mod version, I spent over 1,000 hours. And Calamity mod is like a mod that you can install in the game that like pretty much more than doubles the content in the game. So you can go from like a 70-hour playthrough to like a 200-hour playthrough. So that's kind of what I was dealing with at the time. So, and then once I was out of that season of life, and that was probably like 2022 to like 2025, and then late 2025 I kind of got more back into this like competitive game. I went back to going on Overwatch, and when I did that, I started off with the mindset that I was gonna I was just gonna play like quick play. I was just gonna have fun with it. I was just gonna go on and play with friends. That's not at all how it ended up. I once I started playing with my friends, I wanted to get a rank so I could, like, all my friends were unranked at the time. So I was like, oh, if I get a rank, then I'll be like better than my friends at the game, and like I'll have a status above them. Like, kind of subconsciously is what was going on there. So that was like the allure again, from me going from, "Oh, I'm just playing for fun with my buddies," to like the rank system's calling me. Like, I gotta put some time in. I might as well put some time into ranked, right? Like, because in Overwatch you can get a golden gun if you play outranked. So I started playing ranked again, and I think in 2 months I put like 300 hours or 200 hours into the game. So I was spending like all of my free time grinding on this game. And I'm like engaged at that point. Like, I'm getting ready for like being married. And for some reason, like, Overwatch is this fucking like priority to me. Red flag. So, and it took a miracle for me to realize, like, literally the worst day of playing Overwatch in my life turned into the greatest blessing that I encountered, because it was what made me realize, it was like the event that it finally clicked, and I was like, I can't do competitive games like this anymore. I I was playing Overwatch. It was a day where I had to go to work. Excuse me. You get another preview of the half galloner. Ah, delicious. So, as I said before, it was a day where I had to go to work. And, I could have done my normal routine of going to the gym, coming home, making something to eat, getting my like lunch ready for work. Um, and by this time I had this channel too, I believe. I think I did. I think I'd maybe uploaded like one or two videos at this point on it. I could have like been scripting, I could have been like thinking about ideas for my videos, or like, going on my website, which is going to be linked in the description below. And I could have been like, thinking of ideas for my business. I could have been like doing so much more productive things. But instead, I decided that I was going to devote the entire morning before I worked to playing Overwatch, because I was like one or two games away from hitting the diamond rank that I wanted. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'll play a game or two of Overwatch. I'll hit diamond, then maybe I'll go to the gym after that. Turned out to be the best decision of my life, because I went on to lose 10 games. Oh, I think 10 or over games in a row. And my friends will tell you, and they're probably watching this video smiling right now, you know who you are. They know I get ticked off if I lose even one game. Like, if I lose at all in any way, I start to get like annoyed. So by number 10, I was like going insane in my apartment. And I'm thankful that my now wife was at work, because I was like punching couches. I was like yelling, like my throat dry, like yelling about how like this game is bullshit and shit. Like, just like not acting at all like how I would want to act. Like, I was just being super immature, like throwing pillows around the apartment and shit. I wouldn't have acted that way if my fiance had my then fiance, now wife, had been there at the time, obviously. But like, since she wasn't there, I figured, fuck it, I gotta let this rage out somehow. But I can confidently say that through those 10 losses, by far the angriest I had ever been in a video game. And when I stormed off to work, like, I'm pretty sure like I had to like pack it up. I was fucking pissed. Took a shower, packed, like, threw stuff in my lunchbox like real quick to get to work, because you know I had to get to work, and I was in like a time crunch. Like, I was rushing into work, because I decided to keep playing. And on the way to work, I just realized like this isn't sustainable. It's kind of like the realization I came to when my ex was like girlfriend, my then girlfriend, like back in 2019, was crying on the stairs. It's like, and for me, it's like, dude, you're about to be married. Like, even if I wasn't about to be married, like I just spent like 4 hours playing and losing the entire time, not having fun at all, completely losing my mental. Um, for what? For a rank that I wanted that it was like higher than all my other friends' ranks? It's like, what was even the point at that point? Like, and then I kind of realized like how much time I've spent over the last couple months playing this game trying to get this rank. It's like I could have spent my time doing so much more. So it was that day, like while I was at work, I decided to just give up competitive gaming like altogether. Like I completely cold turkeyed it. I have not played a competitive game since. Now, it it's a I have gamed since that, but it's been games like like playing a playthrough of like Dead Space 3 with my buddy, or like Magic the Gathering, like a card game. Like I'll play that strictly with just my friends, as a tabletop. So I kind of do like a little bit on the side because it's like you have to replace the time with something. And while I'm certainly not gaming every day, and I'm certainly not, you know, channeling that competitiveness that I had into a game where it's like there's any type of like ranked system involved. And I found that I have so much more time to to make videos on this channel, to put effort into my website and my business, to help my clients that rely on me and that depend on me, to spend more time and be more present with my wife, who, if I had been like if I had met my now wife and I had like went on dates with her and stuff, and like I wasn't in like a competitive gaming season then. Like I was more like in the casual kind of like, and I wasn't gaming that much when me and my wife met. But if I was, I'm like 100% certain she wouldn't have been as attracted to me, and things wouldn't have gone as far with me and my wife if like she knew that I was just like gaming all day. Cuz that's like no woman wants to hear that when you're going on a date with her, like, "Oh, what do you do?" Like, "Oh, I love video games. Like I love just like gaming and sitting at a PC all day." It's like just not optimal. So, giving that kind of gaming up has given me, more consistency in the gym, more consistency in my business, being more present in my relationship and my like interactions with my friends and my family. It's just given me so much more time. So I guess like, and I don't know, like for me it was easy to fill the time, like when you allocate a certain amount of time a day to an addiction, whether that be like whatever you may have it. For me, it was like that competitive gaming. If you just cold turkey it and you kind of drop it out from under you, some people struggle because they don't know what to fill that time with. I was fortunate because by that time that I fell into that like new season of competitive gaming with Overwatch, where I like was so pissed I gave it up, I had my website already made. I had already made it, so I guess thanks to my past self for doing that. I had already made this YouTube channel, and I already had a couple videos up there uploaded. So it's like I that was also an avenue that I could have went to and spent more time in. I had less competitive games that I didn't want to play on like as frequently. Um, and I had my wife and I had my friends. So it's like there were plenty of avenues that I could go and invest that time into. So what actionable step I'll give you right now, whether it's more difficult for you or not, is you need to really just think to yourself, like, what what game am I spending the most time on right now? Or like even in life, like what am I spending the most time on right now that is not productive for me? And am I really having fun doing it? Like, am I truly having fun doing it? Like, am I feeling fulfilled with it? Like, am I proud of it? Because if you asked me that when I was like grinding for Overwatch rank, like, are you really having fun? Like, are you really like feeling fulfilled with this? Like, are you gonna build a future with Overwatch ranked? I would have told you no. So just do it. Just delete the game. Just delete whatever game is holding you back from the rest of your life and becoming who you like would be proud of. Because I'm certainly more proud of myself now than I am when I was spending 200 hours a month on Overwatch. So if you take anything from this video, it's just what are you willing to sacrifice to become your better self tomorrow? So if you want any more help from me or you want to talk with me personally and get my help, whether that be fitness, whether that be your habits and your lifestyle, my website description is going to be in the link, so go ahead and click on that. You have it in you to be great. Goodbye.